vast of rolling green. One less prize to keep my eyes on, one more place I cannot name. But I know something is different now. I know something's about to change. I cast off faded colors, maybe find who I am. Knowing like those careless others, it's not a virtue I could claim. I know something is different now. I know something's about to change. Come and gone by friendly fire, yeah, such a shame. But I know something is different now. I know something's about to change. But I know something is different now. I know something's about to change. Should fade out, go the silent way. Maybe I should be the one to fade out, one that's seen to play. Ain't no use to shine on, we could never fool each other. Ain't no use to shine on when one of us is falling for another. I should say now, the parting of the ways. be the one to say now something's gotta change. Ain't no use to shine on. We could never fool each other. Ain't no use to shine on when one of us is falling for another. Time to face it, the new reality. It's now the time that we should face it. Say what you believe. Ain't no use to shine on. We could never fool each other. Ain't no use to shine on when one of us is falling for another. Came true. Got to the border, but couldn't find you. We flew a cloudless sky. Now we're on the ground, and I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. Said the word, I started to run. Believe what I heard, thought I was the one. I went from safe and warm into ice cold mist, rain and storm. Yeah, rain and storm. Speak, then I try to see, falling down is easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching Tarnation TV this evening. We are at Super Sundays at ASR, which stands for the All-Star Racing League. So it's super cool. These guys are great. It's a 8-race season. We are in race number 7. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. We got some things to talk about upcoming events, and it's a whole busy schedule here at Tarnation TV. But as always, my name is Blaine, joined by Rod Weston.
Yeah, buddy, I tell you, we're going to be busy with all this new stuff coming. They're going to have us tied up on Saturday and Sundays for sure. But tonight, ASR Super Speedway Series, got a great points battle going between Brian Rosson and Garland Oaks. Garland Oaks, 2 weeks ago they come in, they were tied. Brian had a good night, Garland not so much last week. Garland Oaks went and won the race. And Brian, I think he finished like in the top 5, I can tell you that real quick, 6. So he still retains the points lead, only by 2 points over Garland. Randy Wobb's back there with 29 points behind. Brian Wolf, 39 points behind. I don't think they have the opportunity unless Brian Rosson and Garland Oaks have issues. So that'll be fun to watch Garland Oaks and Brian Rosson going for it tonight.
It's so tight here, too, and I love that they don't do a playoff at all, yes. Really. It's just straight points calculations.
Absolutely.
So, very good, very good. And then, of course, the point strategy they do use here keeps it super tight like this. So you can race an 8-race season, and it's neck and neck the whole way. So this will be a good race tonight. Of course, we're using one of the coolest mods around, the Aero 88 mod. I mean, there's a lot of great mods for this game, but this, by far, is one of the coolest looking ones.
Well, what's neat about their points system, and it's what's really cool, kind of cool the way you do it, is there's a more emphasis on winning. You get more points winning, and then second place is, I think, is 3 points behind that, and then behind that, the rest everybody only gets 1 point different. So it makes it, if you really kind of win, it kind of makes it more, better points for you. That's where Garland Oaks, he got a little behind the week before, turned around and won last week. Got him right back up there, 2 points behind Rosson again, and so it'll be fun to watch those guys. We'll keep an eye on them a little bit. We still got one more race to go after this, which will be in 2 weeks, because we got some fun stuff coming next week for SMO, and everybody that's out there, even the guys that are racing here tonight, ought to come do that, because it's chaotic, hectic, but it's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, the New Year's, what do they call it? The New Year's dash and bash.
Yes.
No damage, no yellows, no rules, just win. So it's kind of like if you're in first, you're probably a target. Guys will brake check you and all kinds of stuff. It's not a figure 8 track. Nope. I can't even remember what track they're doing it at. They switched that up a lot, too.
Last year it was a short one. I forget what it was. It was a short kind of high bank track. And it was so fun because you got some guys in there that are really good at SMO. John Wall, Viper, all the guys. It doesn't matter. And John Wall played a totally different game. He didn't go out to race to win. He went out playing the game called Wreck the Leader. And it was so funny watching him do that. And like I said, hectic for us because, one lap, Blaine's in the lead. Next lap, I'm in the lead. And the next lap, it's got Robert Spring in the lead. It's crazy.
Yeah. Who's going to win? Who knows? Tune in next Sunday and find out. Yeah, so that will bump the finale for this season 1 week more, obviously the 11th, which then ends up being kind of funny because on the Saturday, which is the 3rd, right? The 10th.
I think you're right. No, it's the 10th.
So,
10th and 11th, yeah.
Yeah.
It's our first race there.
Yeah, because now ASR is doing a Saturday series, a little bit longer races. And so that thing ends up happening on that Saturday, but because we had the bump next Sunday's race 1 week further, that series will actually start before this one ends, which was not the original plan, but SMO always books us up super early in advance, and I thought it came in at perfect timing, but I was actually off by 1 week. So Brian, David Chin, Bryant Motorsport, everything else who sponsor this very broadcast, these guys are so awesome to deal with because I made that mistake, but they're like, yeah, man, we'll just push it 1 week. Not even a discussion. They're just like, yeah, cool, you guys are busy, whatever, we'll do it on the 11th. It's like, sweet. So. And
then of course, the Sunday nights, as we've been told, we've been kept in the loop. Actually, we had a meeting with Brian Wolf and Ken Roberts and stuff this weekend. But it basically, Sunday series racing is still going to be there. They're going to take a couple of weeks off. trying to get the Saturday thing really rolling, but they still want to do Saturdays and Sundays. Guess don't know what they're going to do yet. I think they're probably going to stick with the Euro 88 mod, but they are not going to do a super speedway per se series. They're thinking about doing something a little different so that they're not just running super speedways or Talladega or Burnt Screwdriver Speedway, in one weekend back to back.
Yeah, it's all kind of up in the air. So, like, I'm not misinformed. I just misheard it. I said that Sundays were done. This league will still operate on Sundays, so that the broadcast will just be moved to the Saturday race, because that'll be kind of like their main event. It'll be their, like today we're running 57 laps, with lottery qualifying, which is probably going to go off here in about a minute. And then the Saturdays, I think they're going to alternate lottery, doing the on and off weeks. So they're a little bit different, formats. So they're two totally different, same league, two totally different races and two totally different days, different rules. It's always cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And actually, the one thing that's a little bit different that they're going to be doing there is racing back. And for anybody that's done this online racing deal, most leagues got rid of doing that a long time ago. And so now every league will pretty much don't race back until 10 or less laps to go. These guys are going to be racing back right from the get-go. So that adds another little complexity to it, literally just because, you don't know what. I forgot where I was going with it, but either way, you got to grab Bryant.
Because especially when it's a full field too, because that Saturdays seems to be it's more of a busy operation on a Saturday. It's a bigger race. More people are able to make those races, so when you have that alternating lottery qualify thing, you're going to want that spot, because if you end up with that last pit stall, man, that's not a good spot to be. But
I remember where I was going with it, but it was green. Be having racing back, is going to be a little bit different. It's weird, and a lot of people, especially me, it takes a while to get used to that. Because you usually, when the yellow comes out, you lift, and now it's nope, you'll be raced back. Yeah. Right, Wolf, you got Blaine and me brought up in the booth. You got you?
10-4.
Floor's yours, Brian, man. Thanks again for having us do this thing, and yeah, you got a lot of stuff to talk about, so we'll let you get into it.
I don't have a ton tonight. What we're going to look for tonight in tonight's race is actually the 6 car and the 67 are very close in points. I think you're showing it on your screen now. There's only 2 points. Literally, the top 4 actually mathematically could have a shot. I mean, I told these guys at the driver meeting, should the 6 or the 67 or both suffer some unfortunate accidents, wink, wink, nod, nod, then we might have a shot at it. You know what I mean? They are due for some bad luck. I don't wish it on them, but, I want one of them to actually, it's going to be one of them, one or the other. So it's coming down to those two. So we're aware of that. And it's been a fun series, man. You guys have just, made us look better than we actually are over the course of these 3 seasons. But, that's all we have for tonight. Now, you guys, I don't know if you've made any announcements or not, but we're starting a brand new Talladega series on Saturday nights, man. It's going to be big in the Men's Cup, the Monster Energy Cup series thing at Talladega, and it's our premier series. It's going to be on Saturday nights. We are already full. We're already looking at knockout qualifying for the very first week, probably. So this is going to be big, man.
You're talking, the game can hold 43 drivers on the track. 2 of those are for broadcasters, obviously Rod and myself. So you've got room for about 40 guys on these races. And you've got about 35 to 40 that are good to go on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we're already locked. Between 30 and 35 have already confirmed, full seasons with us. So, I mean, they're, everybody's pretty much on board for this one. And, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting because, I mean, when they named All Stars Racing League, they named it right, man, because now that's what we have here. We have all the stars of the super speedway racing, man, and otherwise. I also wanted to plug our Wednesday series coming up in February. That's the BR15 mod, and that's the Cup Physics, our Cup series that follows the NASCAR schedule and scoring and playoffs and all that stuff, and it is open setup, so it's the bigger.
You guys do open, and you follow the NASCAR schedule, so every week you're on
as
the
close
same
we
track.
can. As close as we can. When we come to the road courses, we tend to stick with, the regular, Watkins Glen and Sears Point and that. We don't really get into too much of the newer road courses and stuff. We try to stick to the schedule as close as we possibly can. I mean, the week they go to Texas, we go to Texas. You know what I mean? It's kind of goes like that. But yeah, that's going to be starting up in February, starting with Daytona. Like I said, sometime in February. So that's going to be thrilling. I mean, if you're a driver out there and you want a challenge, I don't think you can get any more of a challenge than what we offer on Wednesday nights.
I'll be there.
It's wicked hard, man. It's
I'll be there.
I mean, it's the hard part that makes it so great.
Yep.
Actually, I mean, that's what makes it really fun. And
Well,
if you're a
when they
guy
open-
like me, if you're a guy like me that really doesn't know a whole lot about setups and how to make these things go fast, I race on borrowed stuff. You know what I mean? These guys are always willing to help each other out with, little tweaks here and there on these setups and, things that I know nothing about. I just get in the thing, start it up and go. You know what I mean?
I've actually raced there, 2 or 3 races with you guys at the end of the season. And I had lost my whole player folder, so I don't have 100% of my great setups, but I do still have like the base setups, like the Volker Hackman. So I went out there and just Phoenix and hopped into both Volker Hackman setup, made a few tweaks, and it was relatively competitive. So and I have a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to racing with you guys on Wednesdays.
Oh, absolutely, man. And then we're racing. Well, right now, actually, we're running 5 nights a week now.
Really?
So soon to be. Well, yeah. Once this Sunday series, getting back to this thing, once this one ends, we're going to take like a couple, maybe 3 weeks off from it, and we're going to take this maybe in a little different direction. We're really trying to focus on this Saturday night series and our Wednesday night series, our Cup series coming up in February. We want to really get those two, let them get off the ground and gain some altitude, and then we're going to come back to this. We're putting it aside kind of for special events. We have Cannon's race coming up in April. That's a little bit down the road yet, but we're thinking about that and some other, tribute races and things like that coming up. So that we're going to keep kind of Sundays on deck for.
That's a lot of racing, man.
Yeah.
So, and you have a different person running each night, right? Like you're kind of in charge Sundays, and then Ken is sort of taking over the Saturday thing. And
Yeah,
Postal
of
runs
course.
Wednesdays.
Exactly. Now, of course, I'm glad you kind of mentioned that because it does give me a second to thank everybody involved here. Our sponsors, Bryant Motorsports, along with Dave Chin and the league itself, All Stars Racing League, for putting this stuff on and kind of handing the reins over to a few of us. Nelson Rodriguez, we call Postal, runs Wednesday nights, and man, you got to sit in on that one night, man. It's really neat how he does it, how he directs these races, and how he does the scoring and stuff, because it's all up to date.
Yeah, but and you know what's really cool about it though too is he don't race. He sits.
So a lot of times,
the admin.
Yeah, a lot of times he's just the eye in the sky. He'll run some of the other some of the tracks that are maybe easier to govern as far as keeping these guys in line. And, going over the rules and stuff like that. And actually, we set the server for longer laps than what these races are so that they finish under green. Because a lot of times we've been in green, white, checkered situations, and he calls that out. You know what I mean? So he sacrifices his own racing to run that series on Wednesday. And to anybody who's raced here with us on Wednesdays knows that it's worth it. And it's so much fun. And but Tuesday night, I believe Dave and Wayne Dinger run that series on Tuesdays, and then on Thursdays we run this little Xfinity thing sometimes, and we're maybe going to try to get those two off. Those are all our other fixed setup series. But anyway, back to tonight. Guys, keep an eye on that number 6 and that 67. I don't know if you have our little commercial spots to play, Blaine, for our little promos and stuff, but
Sure do.
Mess around with that and have some fun with it, guys. Thanks for having us. Really appreciate it. I got about 1 minute to go get the helmet on here.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian, man. Have a good night. Have a good race. Good luck.
I'm winded, man.
Yeah, I gotta take a
now I
breather.
gotta go to work. All right.
Yeah, but you have a couple of sponsor. He sent me a couple of clips that I'm going to play. He's got there is an advertisement that he created, advertising the Saturday series, and then of course there's a advertisement that he sent me that Bryant Motorsports runs on their Facebook page. So that's pretty sweet. Do you want me to play a couple of them now while we wait
Sure,
for
why
the
not?
grid? All right,
Let's do the Bryant Motorsports one. If you can ski that up and.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I say, we got to thank our
Yep.
sponsor, Bryant Motorsports, is paying the bill for all this stuff. So thank Bryant Motorsport Auto Sales, David Chin, and of course Brian Wolf for recommending that we do the broadcasting. So that's super cool. That's a cute little commercial that they put up on their Facebook page here. So let's hit the right button and go watch it.
Get this car for Grandma. Me too. He got it at Bryant Motorsports on High Street in Portsmouth. She's really gonna love it. I know, right? If you need a car, give us a call at 393-2600. That's 393-2600.
So there you go. Head on down to High Street in Portsmouth.
Yep.
I like that stuff. Bryant Motorsports actually posted a few. We've played them before. There was another one that was a little bit of a longer video. And then that one, of course, probably the daughters or the grandkids or something. They're like, hey, you want to do a commercial? So that's the great thing now, too. You don't need to, buy commercial time on an actual, TV channel. You can just use your cell phone and make a little quick one and put it up there, and away you go, right?
Yep. And of course we haven't mentioned it yet. We got to. Tomorrow night, RV there yet. We're back. Again, trying to get through the tunnel.
That game's tons of fun. Yeah, we were stuck in the tunnel, and we think we were testing it out a little bit after we went off air last week, and we think we figured out the best way to do it is just to not care about our safety. Pedal to the metal and just let it rip. So if you, in the description of this below, this video here, you will find a link for tomorrow night on the alternate channel, Tarnation TV Turbo, where we don't care about anything. But hey, if you want to watch from my point of view and listen to what Robert Spring's going to be there, Milt Surratt, there's a bunch of guys.
Yeah, myself.
And have some
And then
fun. Yeah.
and my buddy Rick Hall, if feels up for it, he's there.
So who got?
Remember,
the pole
don't let it
position?
go. Let it run through.
Oh yeah. Are you live?
I was outside pole, dude.
Oh, you were. It
Well,
looks
look
like
at that.
Little is on the inside. Unfortunately, we don't have a car file, but it's our generics look pretty rad. So the 8.3 there, you see that black Amco car. Happy hooker headers.
Just got to say, Brian Wolf, I am live.
Yes, we got to ensure Brian that we are in fact live. Let's get.
I get a hard time about that. 'Cause
Yeah.
a couple of times I've done that.
Sometimes we pause the game and go into replay mode to, sort of see what happened. And if we forget to go back to live mode, we're calling the race in the past.
So it looks like, I'm going to check something here real quick. Let's see. Yeah, you started 8th. I started 2nd. So the outside row is going to move in one position all the way up through. And so that means, Brandy Waugh, and I believe that was Cody Lamas that is back there. They're going to move forward, and then the rest of the field will move. Basically, the whole outside will move forward 2 positions.
That's a bonus sometimes, depending where we land, eh?
Yeah. That's a situation with the random qualifying that you just, sometimes you never know. One of us could start up front, which, in this case, I was outside pole. That moves like Cody Lamas and Randy Waugh at 2 positions, and then you get back to Denny Carroll. He gets to move up 4 positions. Seth Cole, that whole outside line. As you said, Danny Little on the bottom. Ken Roberts behind him. Randy Waugh on the outside with Cody Lamas. Let's see when we get down to the start. We haven't got there yet, but I don't know who's going to get the better run out of that. But you look behind him. Ken Roberts is a great pusher. So is Cody Lamas. So we always say this when we're here. you know, you look at the amount of the cars and stuff that we have here, and the quality of cars that we have here. These guys are really, really good at the super speedway racing. So
that's the thing. Everybody, you know, if nobody's watched this before, every one of these cars, except for the pace car, of course, is piloted by an actual person. Most of these guys use steering wheel pedals as a controller strapped at their desk. But I know, like Seth Cole, I think Seth Cole still uses a gamepad or a keyboard. So, like, no matter what you got, you can get on here and play this thing. The game's free. It was abandoned 20-something years ago. So, the modding community that we have in this community, it's just... I do not believe this game will ever stop.
I can't foresee it. You know, there's a lot of people that still enjoy it.
One of the best NASCAR simulators ever created, in my opinion. iRacing as well, but this is basically
it
where
is.
they got it
iRacing
from.
is great, but the thing of it is that what's great about this here is that
free.
you know, if you can't afford to you know, pay the monthly or the big fees for iRacing, you come here and you do it, and it's still a great game. This car is already off. We're going through the Coival right now, ready to go green. Let's see who gets the better start.
See if that Hooker headers 083 on the inside, David Little.
Number change for him. So green flag is out.
Yes, he used to be 100.
102.
102, yeah.
102.
It was 101. It's 102.
Hey, Little got a
Seth
great
Cole at the
start.
top.
Seth Cole pulled right out there, so he wants to just go to the back.
Probably, yeah. So Little switched lanes and let Roberts get on the inside.
Yeah, probably more so that Little wanted to be on the high side. Just from my own experience, we played around last night with these guys doing the Saturday deal. They did a couple of sprint races, and then they turned around and did like a 47 lap race or something like that. I can't stand the inside down there. It's just too tight. Randy Waugh pulls from the high side down to the bottom to get in front of Ken Roberts. Trying to see if he can get that lap led. Remember, he is third in points. Trying to lead that lap will help him out.
Mm-hmm. You know, winning the race, you've got a 5-point spread over second. Second
Ooh.
place gets you... Oh, no.
Somebody, it looked like Godfrey
It's like
got flipped or
Godfrey,
something,
yeah.
went around.
Well, really good heads-up plays by the guys in the back to kind of throw the anchor out and park those things.
Randy Waugh, unfortunately, wasn't able to get out there and lead that lap. I think Dave Little's going to be... Yeah, he's the one that led that lap, so... But Randy Waugh, as I said before, you know, he's third in points. Mathematically, yes, he has a chance. Realistically, you know, Brian Rossone and Garland Oaks have got to have really, really bad days. I don't know if either one of those were involved in that, were they?
So somebody, Rawson is there. It looks like somebody got into... It looks like Breedlove got into Godfrey. And they did collect Rawson.
I was wondering if it's our points leaders back there. I'm just kind of curious.
Number 6 going around, but it's more likely just wheel damage. Like, he's not going to have much actual body damage. We can check out the number 6 here.
Yeah, I'm watching.
See there, that's our leader, the number 6 of Brian Rawson. So he gets bumped a little bit. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Garland Oaks did a great job. Just slowed down, let them do their thing. And yes, he may have lost a few positions, but you know what? No damage. Brian Rossone's probably going to be good, like you said, but he may have a little bit of damage, and that may hurt him more so in leading. You know, if he gets out there out front trying to lead with damage, it's a little bit harder on you. But we'll see how it works out. But Godfrey went for, you know, tried to use his pilot's license, but put the wings on them there.
Taking a quick look around the 6 of Rawson. Doesn't look like there's any real damage going on. So that's good news. Well, like you said, you have to wait and see. Once they get these things up to speed, that'll be the real tell.
Just to see now who's going to pit. Everybody's kind of making it look like they're going to. I
pretty
bet you
early.
Randy Waugh is going to stay out. You kind of knew that. These guys that are pitting, it's even though it is real early, that's 3 more laps of fuel-ish or more that you can go further, which sometimes will separate the field.
It's always interesting to watch an early yellow because it really doesn't matter what you do. It's track position.
Right.
Everybody's going to you have to pit at least 2 or 3 times to get to the end of a 57 lap race anyway.
Well, we always talk about it, like what a lot of the reasons why people will pit this early is because now it puts them in a different pit window. And sometimes, like if you pit together with your buddies, you do the pit with your buddies that you trust and you know that they're going to come in and get out good with you. And should you go green flag from the rest of the way, and you got to do green flag pit stops, you're not going to be going down there with the full field, which sometimes gets a little hectic. Said Randy Wass stayed out. I know he's going to stay out to lead the lap, but he may stay out there. He's got Denny Carroll on second behind him. Those two guys, when they get together, usually work together. But the thing it is, now they're going to be starting side by side. So if they stay out and not pit, it'll be interesting to see if one of them, let's just say, doesn't get the great start, so that it lets the other one in front of them, so that they can be nose to tail.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Like, I do like that a couple of these guys did stay out. That's kind of neat. So it would have been what? Wah, Carroll, Chin, Breedlove, and Rawson stayed out. McCarthy also stayed out, but I think he's probably in there right now. Where's McCarthy? Why is he being reported? He's coming off the pits now. Yeah.
So I would think we saw him. That depending, we saw him spin around. I would think he would want to pit to put tires on. He may have tried to see, where he was located at the time before coming to pit stop. He may have known whether or not people had stayed out or not, or could be he just wanted to, make sure that he had more time, because if he would have headed right into the pits, then he might not have caught up to the leaders already.
Yeah, he's staying out again.
Yep.
I mean, maybe not. No, he is going.
Is.
Okay, so he just wanted to get the most out of that caution period.
I think he
probably could have, but I mean, he's gonna have some rubber damage. He's gonna need new tires on that.
Right. I think he was just hoping that he could have snuck in and got a lap lead. Like I said, coming around, he was involved in the accident, so he may have not known how many people had pitted and stayed out. So, it isn't going to hurt him any. He's going to be in the back of the pack. Yep, that's not a problem. He'll work his way to the front as long as the car's still running good. Garland Oaks even pitted. David Chin actually taking left side tires. Mark Paglia's taking rights. No, Paglia's going for 4. Along with Steph Cole's going for 4.
Yeah.
So
Early
these
in
are
the
guys
race,
that
not a bad thing.
Well, they probably were guys that were involved in that situation, and you just want to put 4 tires on it. You're all good, especially if you don't have any damage. Put 4 good ones on there, good Dr. Feel Goods, and go out there and roll to the front.
Let's run the advertisement here that Bryant Wolf made. He made a little video package for the new series coming up on Saturdays here at ASR. And I'll push the button and away we go. Yeah, created by Brian Wolf, and he used some Metallica. So we're going to see if this maybe destroys this entire stream. But you know what? If you're watching live, we'll be fine. Most of the music nowadays on YouTube is totally fine, unless it's Queen. They'll come to your house and arrest you. Metallica's probably okay. So yeah, thanks Brian for this video montage advertising Saturday Night Series coming up in January 2026. Oh, my mistake. That was not the advertisement for the Saturday series. That was the advertisement for Wednesday's Open series. That's the cool one. That's a big deal, man. That's about as close as you can get. You're running one of the best NASCAR simulators around. You're mirroring the current NASCAR schedule, and you're running an open setup, which is very rare to do because here we're running fixed. Every single car you see on the track is running the same setup. The only thing you can change is
Steering ratio.
Yeah.
Steering ratio in the setup, and then you can change,
Settings.
some of these guys, especially with the super speedway racing like this, they will they'll change the steering inputs and stuff like that a little bit. I think it's, I'm not sure if it's linear or it's something that they change that makes it so that you can basically take the bumps better, is what they do.
I think it's, I don't have my wheel plugged in. Am I able to see this?
I can
Let's
find
take these
it.
people into the options menu here and check it out. So if you go on controls, you click advanced, linearity to 100, steering assistance is set to
Steering
20
assistance,
for
that's
me.
right.
So on a super speedway, 20 is about as high as I'll go. Some guys will run up near 80 or 90. Just
Yeah,
like you said, you're able to take bumps and corners and not spin out.
I can't do that because then
No.
what problem I have, I run when on the super speedways is around 20, 22. But the biggest issue you have with it, for me, is if you go any higher, it's so hard to pit.
It
Can't
is
turn
because
down pit road.
it's really floaty. I find like more, I usually run like 18, 19, 20. That's kind of where I sit. And any more than that, and it just feels like the car is kind of just floating on a cloud. But like you say, when you're trying to get into the pits, it doesn't want to really go because it wants to help you too much.
Pace cars down pit road, Randy Waugh and Denny Carroll, the only two drivers that stayed out. Like I said, we have to keep track of what they do up there because they'll probably do some sort of trickery, try to make sure that they can get nose to tail somehow. Denny
Okay,
Carroll
so
gets
Carroll's
the-
going to lead that lap.
Carroll got the better start out of the deal. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, they don't always work. They always work together, but I think you'll see Denny Carroll probably go down in front of him. Here we go. He went down in front of Randy Waugh. You've seen that happen with a lot of people, and we know these two guys like to run, nose to tail. So they'll work together. But Denny Carroll on the backstretch has to go to the high side. That you got to do what you got to do up there. The momentum, they got that momentum on the high side. You got to do it.
And you got to do it early because if you wait too long, you're going to turn someone.
Yep.
And again, unfortunately, Godfrey was forced to retire after that incident
That's too bad.
that caused that yellow. That's too bad out early. And John's another. Everybody's an asset to this community. Any driver that drives, anybody who runs a league, any league that operates these races, owns the servers and the TeamSpeak channels, and, the broadcasters, the painters, guys who paint these cars by hand. And of course, guys like Godfrey are able to modify these tracks, make the art on the tracks look different, change the day to night, all this kind of stuff. It's crazy. We're one big happy family.
Godfrey is incredible at all that stuff. It's unreal what he's the one that created this track, the one we're going to be using on Saturday with the wider pit road. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
There's a
they
lot
actually
there.
got the RTG version 4 with the wider pit road that was modified by Godfrey. They got that on. Brian said they have it on loan from Rolling Thunder.
That's
So
cool.
they might be working on maybe getting it rebranded a little bit. But
And
either
wow.
way, Godfrey, man, the work you do is great. That's using the old sandbox tool to modify tracks is not
Easy.
easy
Not
to
easy.
do. It's legacy software and it's really clunky, but I
You
can
gotta
use
master
the MIP converter thing because I'm able to change logos and stuff too, but it's
don't
still
look-
pretty tedious.
Don't look now, but we're 3 wide.
Yeah. I was looking.
Ken Roberts was trying to get out to the lead lap breakout. Currently, the only one that's led laps are Denny Carroll, Randy Waugh, and Dave Little. Dave Little pulls up there to that inside groove, middle groove there, I should say.
Huge
trying
gap
to
on
get
that
that
bottom
going.
there now too. Yeah, because he moved out of that spot.
So that's going to pull
Spring.
Robert Spring and Garland Oaks up. But, it's like there again, I'd rather be in the middle or the very, very high side. I don't like the bottom here. Like I told the guys last night, I do my best racing at this track right here in the booth.
Yes.
I am not a super speedway racer.
Watching somebody else do it.
Yep. I don't understand super speedway racing per se. I mean, I do okay at it, but it's just not my cup of tea. I'd rather be at Martinsville anytime. And Dave Little, with the help of Ken Roberts and Brian Wolf there, got Kelly Kaza there in the 13, the old Smoky Unit car.
Smoky unit driver. So I'm going to ask you, Kazi usually runs a 00, but now he's running a 13 because I couldn't remember the name of the throwback.
Smoky Unit, because that guy that just, he He rewrote a lot of rules in NASCAR. He had the philosophy that if it wasn't written down, he could do it.
And we've had this discussion too about cheating in sports is wrong, but in motorsports, it's so much fun. To see the stuff these guys could come up with to cheat.
Yep.
And you know, was a master.
Technically, he wasn't cheating because he was being innovative. Ooh, that was close. Denny Carroll tried to get up in front of Dave Little. It didn't really work out. That knocked Dave Little all the way up to the third groove. Momentum was coming on that high side. Denny Carroll wanted to try to get up there. I think he got up there a little bit too late. But it slowed that outside line down, so now he's down at the bottom line. So we know that Randy Waugh and Denny Carroll, of course, especially being up front the way they are, they're going to have to pit in about maybe 6 laps.
Yeah.
No, they're going to be 6 or 7-ish, depending on. Randy Waugh might be able to go a little bit further than Denny Carroll. Denny Carroll being out front leading. Robert Spring moves from the bottom to the high side in front of Ken Roberts. He wants to see if he can get up there and try to lead a lap. Now I know Robert. I got to check the points here. He is currently 7th in points. He's 60 behind, so we know he's probably mathematically out of it. But he's trying to. He's trying to get out there, get that points, and just try to get as high as he can in the driver's standings.
And Dave Little, we watched him get shuffled out of position there. He's all the way back to 14th last time by the stripe. Over the stripe right now, 13th, tied for 12th. But
Robert Spring missed it by .00. Hold on.
Yeah, you're gonna have to quit. Check that one.
0.003 seconds that he lost out of leading that lap.
Yeah, there it is. It popped up on my readout too. 0.003. So that's 1/1000th of a second. See how close he can get.
So you got to remember, we always talk about this. They're running side by side like that. You see Denny Carroll, he got a really good run going into the corner. It always seems that the bottom line gets into the corner better and the high line gets off the corner better. So let's hopefully see if he can get enough of a run this time to get that left leg. Gonna be. I think he got it.
No, he didn't.
Again. This time 0.002.
0.002.
So
2/1000ths of a second. Spring is desperately trying to lead a lap here, and Carroll is not letting it happen. So what are we going for this time? 0.001? It only makes sense, right?
Well, it would, but he got. Oops, he's going to try to go to the bottom. There he goes. He's going to abandon the high side, try to go to that bottom. This should assure that he's going to lead that lap. Now, why I say that is, even though the bottom line's going to be a little bit quicker. Look at. Well, he's got to. He's got to keep these guys. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. He doesn't have. Oh no! He got down into Denny Carroll. That is a big one. Ken Roberts is like the only car that really makes through it. Dave Selinsky made it through.
Right when I switched to fender cam is when the brouhaha decided to happen. So we'll definitely be going back and looking at that.
I really think Robert Spring just came down a little bit too much.
It's a lot.
Got into Denny Carroll and.
That's aggressive racing there really early in the race, but we love it no matter when it happens. We'll take another look at this here. We'll back it up into the turn. So here they are coming out of turn 3 into the tri-oval here just before the pit entrance. And Spring's trying to stay in front to lead that lap. Carroll wants to close the door. Yeah, and there was just nowhere for Spring to go. And that collected a lot of cars, man. Holy moly.
Well, it's easier to say who was not involved in it. How Ken Roberts got through there, I'm not sure. He was on the high side, so he got lucky. He made it through. And Selinsky, I don't know how he did it, but I think he's the only other one that emerged through it. If you look, he went way down to the grass, avoided the whole wreck. Yeah. Selinsky and Ken Roberts are the only 2 cars that were not involved in that. Great driving by Ken Roberts. He just basically turned it towards the wall, went right up to the wall, went by all of it, and Selinsky decided, well, I'm going to use a bit of the grass. Down he went, way down low, and he made it through without getting a scratch as well.
Riding on board right now with the number 1 of Dale Shalinsky. block
This
is going to
one's gonna
happen. Smoke show. Wow. Yeah, he had 2 wheels hanging onto that asphalt.
Yeah.
You said Ken had a similar.
Ken went high. Ken just went. He was about the 4th car on the outside. He was 4th position-ish, 2nd car on the outside when that all happened. And he
Ken actually got tagged though.
Did he? Looked like to me almost like he made it through.
He went sideways and the wall saved him.
Yeah.
A little bit of rear end damage on the 55.
I think Robert Spring stayed out to lead. He'd stayed out and led that lap.
That's probably
So
not going to count.
we were so
though.
busy
Oh, yes,
trying
it will,
to.
maybe.
We're busy trying to figure out and show you guys all what happened. He was able to sneak in there and get a lap led.
And that will count, right?
Yep.
I'm trying to think.
Yep.
If he
That'll
was the
count.
cause of the accident, that'll still count.
Yeah. Basically, what he has to do on the Sunday night deal, if he was the cause of the accident, which if he feels he was, he has to pit the second time by, and basically he doesn't have to take service, but he's got to make sure that he's end along this line. So usually what they'll do is you'll go down and you'll just speed a little bit. That will put you at the end of the longest line. Although the back of his car is beat up pretty good, I don't know if that'll affect him or not. Sometimes when the back of the cars get beat up like that, it has a tendency to make the car a little loose.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really make sense because it pushes the spoiler up in the air.
41 went for a ride. Unfortunately, the 41 has retired from the race, Denny Carroll.
Yeah, and he's been running at least first or the top 3 every time he shows up. So this is going to give him an opportunity for Brian Solomon to do something that he has not led a lap yet, so he stayed out to lead a lap. And I'm trying to see where Garland Oaks is. He has not led a lap yet, so give a point to Brian Rosson, so he'll actually move from 2 points ahead of Garland Oaks to 3 points.
A lot of carnage out there. We've watched her back a few times.
Well, the biggest problem with that is when it happens, you got nowhere to go.
Yeah, especially
really-
from the front row. When it happens at the front row, it's really going to it is going to collect a lot of cars.
Collected a lot, and I tell you, it was a wicked drive by Dale Solinsky to just drive down through the grass and avoid the whole thing. He came out of that second.
Curious here again. Did it collect our leaders of Rawson and Oaks?
Everybody,
Looks like
I think
it did. Yeah, it looks like it did get a hold of Rawson. In the 6, that Budweiser red and white helicopter cam there. A little bit of a rear end. Yeah. His bumper. He's actually up into the Kench fence on that one.
But he's smart.
The
He's
60
just staying out. He's going to stay out, lead that lap, which he already has done. Now he'll come down, get 4 tires, fuel, repair the car up as best he can. Hope that he has a car that will let him come back up through the field. We've seen cars that get damaged still be able to be competitive as long as they have a car in front of them and behind them. Saw, I think, a couple weeks back that they didn't have anybody but directly behind them, so it hurt they couldn't stay with the pack because of that.
Yeah.
Sounds coming down pit road right now. I'm going to keep an eye on to see if he takes 4 tires. Selinsky be the
And it did
first
get a
car I
hold
think
of
that's going to
Oaks as
stay
well.
out, which might even get him a lap led. Cody Lamas is coming in as well. Means the Florida Panthers aren't playing tonight.
Yeah, not in Florida anyway.
Son's taking right side tires.
So Brian Wasson in the 6 and the 67 of Garland Oaks did
Interestingly
both get
enough,
caught up in that.
Garland Oaks only took fuel. Ross Owens got his tires, got his fuels. Now they're digging out the saws and the hammers, and they're beating it a little bit. Got the back of it a little better. It looks like he's going to have a fairly decent car. So that'll be interesting to see. We'll have to keep an eye on him. Mark Paglia is leaving as well with some rear end damage on that Ford.
I hit the cough button to the broadcast, but sorry, buddy, I forgot to hit the cough button to you. I got two separate cough buttons.
You're good.
But yeah, man, unfortunately. Well, I mean, a lot of cars now have damage, so it's just interesting to see once these guys get wound back up to top speed, who's going to be where. And yeah, the Florida Panthers are not playing tonight, but they are playing tomorrow.
So Selinsky,
In Florida, they're playing the Capitals.
Selinsky came out with the lead on that. He had pitted already. After everybody else had pitted, everything got squared away. He was one of two drivers that were not involved in that. The back of Randy Waugh's car, he is currently in second place on the outside. That is beat up pretty bad. Like I said, it may make the car a little looser. It'll be interesting to see. Lights are off on the Pates car, so getting ready to go. Now, Ken Roberts was kind of surprisingly, he must have pitted a second time. Went in and topped off with fuel, because he is currently in the 8th position. Fourth car on the back, on the outside there. Pace car makes that trip down to pit road.
Selinsky does have lane choice, and he chooses to stay on the bottom.
I said some people like to run the bottom. The advantage of running the bottom is if an accident happens, usually they go to the fence. So sometimes you don't get hit that way. Last night I got piled into the fence. I don't know what happened. I was just third groove and I saw a purple car come flying at me. So
Yeah, there's nothing much you can do, really.
nope.
You're
Green
sitting
flag
back
is
up
out.
there.
Randy Waugh get a little better start there. He's got
That
Kelly
car's built
Kaza
for
behind
bump
him.
drafting now. Kazi can tuck right into that gap and just push that thing like a trailer hitch.
Yep. I was just going to say, it looks like Selinsky's going to be a little bit ahead. But remember, we always say this, the bottom side gets a little better in. And a lot of times on the restarts, it gets a little better drive off on the restarts. But that high side, like I say, right now is winding up. Now they're going to start making a move on the high side. Selinsky is just choosing lanes. He's trying to basically run it in the middle, giving both a little bit of a draft. Trying to make sure he stays where the momentum is. Pulls back down to the bottom in front of Reedlove. Garland Oaks, three wide on the high side with Cody Lamas, Seth Cole, McIntyre, and Brian Rosson is back there, he abandons them guys and goes to the bottom. Curious to see if that damage, he just goes around McIntyre, okay.
Little in the 083 popped out there. He's got that third line coming from way back. That might be a good spot for a bump. Garland wants to give a smack. But it's in the turn, so Garland decides to go around him. Cody pushing that thing, too.
Racing kind of hard in my book. Racing kind of hard for my book at lap 20. You know what I mean? We still got a ways to go.
Look at the wheels. Like, these guys are just walking by these guys right now. Great pushing by Rawson, Cole, Lamas.
It's the
Get them
advantage of the
right
high
back up
side.
there. Yep. If you can time those bumps right off the corner, it looks like
Randy Waugh
Waugh
on pit
is
road.
out. He may be pulling the pin. Cars that have pulled the pin this evening, unfortunately, John Godfrey, Danny Carroll, and David Shin. Might
That's
be
unfortunate.
Randy Waugh, I'm not sure. He might have just decided the thing's not up to power. Maybe just park it.
So Garland Oaks was able to get up there and lead that lap. That's important. Now that points battle now is back down to 2 points. If Garland Oaks should happen to win, and even Brian Rosson finishes second, it's still going to be pretty darn close to being tied.
They both have a lead lap now, so that's good for both of them. They need that. I mean, especially in race number 7 of 8, we've only got one more race left, which will not be next Sunday, but the Sunday after. Oh, Reckon in the back, the 99.
I'm not sure what happened there, but
Levi
Caught
McIntyre, then there's no yellow on course. Back it up here and go take a look at that.
they've actually kind of calmed down into a single formed line. Selinsky's the only one on the bottom there by himself, and that's going to push him all the way to the back. He'll probably find a hole. I think he might have room enough in front of Robert Springs to pull up there.
Oh, man, I don't know what happened to the 99 of Levi McIntyre, but that thing just went sideways. And
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna just go on the far chase here and go in slow motion, maybe. Yeah, it looks like he wanted to get in behind Ken. Ken's car didn't budge.
That was a strange thing. I've just watched the replay that you posted up there, which is a little late, but
Speed it up a bit here. Does he get it back
this
on
almost
track?
hooks on him. Could have been, he might have got into the box of Robert Spring. Yeah. He just kind of down into Ken Roberts or something, and it just spun him.
Yeah, it just hooked him hard right, and then he ended up retiring. So unfortunately, he will add to the list of retired cars. There is, of the 19 that started today's race, 13 remain. Everybody is on the lead lap, although Spring and Shalinski
So
hanging on
Seth
the
Cole.
back.
Seth Cole made a move from the bottom, brought Brian Rosson with him, Greg Palmer, Ken Roberts went down there, Cody Lamas is moving in front of Kelly Kozlov there, and that lets Seth Cole lead a lap. I think Seth is out of the top 10. He has missed a few races. He is down in the 15th, so unfortunately he missed a few races, but
Just a heads up too, I forgot to mention, we've got a major freezing rainstorm going on right now, so if the broadcast does go offline, it will probably not be coming back online tonight. So far so good. I've been kind of tracking the weather. We've got freezing rain now, and it's actually going to get horrible at about 11 o'clock, so we'll be long gone from the broadcast by then. But
Chat's not been very busy tonight, but
No.
you see my daughter Mackenzie, she is currently down in Tennessee on a little vacation with her boyfriend and their family, and so she's popped on, and I sent her a link to it, so she popped on to say hi.
hello, Mackenzie. Yeah, they're saying the hourly weather forecast here in Kingston, Ontario, they're saying 13 millimeters of freezing rain in the 11 o'clock hour to midnight. That is a bucket full. So I wouldn't be surprised if we woke up with no power tomorrow.
So, Seth Cole has been, I think he kind of just moved down. Almost looked that way to me, but
Got
Brian
stranded.
Shawn got out in the lead. Greg Palmer right behind him. Ken
I
Roberts.
wonder if Cole's just getting out of the way,
Could be.
because he tends to do that sometimes. He just likes to kind of run in the back.
Well, we've seen, probably the safest place is either front or on the bottom way back where you can make moves to get by the big crashes. But
The thing is, too, yeah, if you're in the back and something happens, just put the brakes on, park the car. You're not going to get hit.
you do
Nobody's gonna run
sometimes.
into you. Yeah, I just mean like rear-ended. Like if there's nobody behind you, you could just literally park the car, let the dust settle, and drive through it.
Brian Wolf with Dave Little on the bottom there trying to see if they can't get something happening. They don't have enough cars to be able to do it. Nobody else kind of went down with them.
Mackenzie's saying she's got the flu. Everybody's got something.
Yep. I think she called me the other day, and everybody was pretty much sick. And fortunately, at the time, she hadn't got sick, but apparently it caught up to her. Brian Roson's just leading it. They're really, right now, they seem kind of content with just running in a single file. Let's get some laps, run down. I don't know. I know that Greg Palmer and I think it's Ken Roberts, I think Paglia or something like that. We had them in a truck series at Talladega Nights there when we did the Sunday night Test Excellence series. One of the races where the way they did that was the not stage points there was only 4 people going for the championship. They all helped push their favorite driver up through there. So few people out here that like to run together, and they'll stay together usually until the end. They may be, because I don't think Craig Palmer and back to the points here. Craig Palmer's in 18th.
Right. So 2 races left. That's not in contention to win.
Right. Ken Roberts is in 5th, some 58 points back. Mathematically, I mean, if nobody showed up, if the other guys didn't show up at all, Garland Oaks and Brian Rossano are going to be here every week. So they do get provisional points. Not sure what the provisional points are, but it may be like last place points.
I believe it's last place points, yeah.
So
Dennis McCarthy has retired, engine gearbox failure. And I was just going to mention that too. We got Garland and Rawson. They seem to be running fine, even with the damage they may have gotten in those wrecks. Obviously, Rawson's doing okay. He's right up front. Garland currently being showed in the 10th.
Oh, they're running in a straight line like that.
Rawson
We've seen
just blinked out.
Oh, we've had that happen a few times before too. Dave Little still keeps trying to get something going on down at that bottom groove, but right now everybody up front's just content with riding it out. Like I said, you get racing a little bit too much, that's when an incident happens. You get out here, you run single file. May not be the most exciting thing for the fans to watch, but to me, I'd rather watch good racing like this than cars getting wrecked.
Yeah. Yeah, the wrecks look cool on replays when you got the rock and roll pumping, but you want to watch these guys race it out. This is the way to do it.
Seth Cole decided now he's going to get that outside groove going. He's got Garland Oaks, Dave Little behind him. They can get the other car. Zielinski's back there. Somebody else is a little bit further back. I think they've lost the draft. Looks like Breedlove.
Yeah, Breedlove and Zielinski are the last two cars. And Spring is way back there. He's about 30 seconds off pace, so he's about half a lap behind.
Spring's car I think, was pretty beat up, so I think he probably, just his is more of a speed issue.
I can check to see what Spring's running. By himself, he's running 175 mile an hour, so he's about 5 or 6 laps, or 5 or 6 mile an hour off top speed. Not horrible. He definitely needs some help, though.
Well, we've only had so far, and I don't want to do this, broadcasting curse, I guess, per se, but we've only had 2 yellow flags with 9 laps under yellow. The fastest lap right now is Dave Zielinski. So far, he did a 48.250. That is 198.274 miles per hour. That's hauling.
Robert Breedlove has just retired as well.
Dropping like flies here.
Yeah.
That big wreck kind of really slowed it down. Now we turned away for a minute. Now Cody Lamas has moved up in front of Seth Cole, Garland Oaks, and Dave Little there to try to see if he can't get out there and lead a lap. So far he has not, I don't believe. Got to jump around, move around. He has not led a lap yet. So that's what he is trying to do, see if he can get there and lead a lap. I'm not 100% sure. Looking for Lamas in the points here.
He will lead this lap for sure. And that will be Cody Lamas' first lap led of the night. Rawson has led 8 of them.
Oh, there, he's 13th in points. So he has only run, this will be his 5th race. He's missed 2 races. Got all this information kind of in front of me, but then I got to go find some of it.
Yeah.
Too many tabs.
It's all there. We got lots of tabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of information. That's the thing, too. With some of these leagues, the way they track all the statistics and stuff, it's pretty cool.
As they were doing it, they were going to be the Saturday night deal. They're even going to give us a little bit more information. They'll have like not points, but what was the word I'm looking for? Incident points. We'll have that information for like right now, we don't have the information for tonight's race for incident points or anything like that. That is something that will be provided for us on Saturday night.
Yeah, Brian was saying something new. I think that will be added to their Facebook page. Will be an incident report after every race, so we can kind of report on, okay, do you remember last week when this happened with this guy? Well, he got penalized or whatever, so that we have like more answers.
Something else that we're going to try, we were going to try to fit it in tonight, but we really couldn't have the time to do it. But we will be making that work on the Saturday night. Every driver that's out here will get an opportunity to be brought up into the booth and let people know, like where they're from, how many years they've been racing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that everybody out there in the broadcast world can actually get a chance to, know a little bit more about each one of the drivers.
Yeah, see where they, see when they got into computer games, maybe what their first computer was, and how they found the Papyrus simulations that are just legendary. Everything they ever touched was just better than, every new release was better than the last. Like I said, I was just looking at my old IndyCar racing. I'm Paul Page from Papyrus, and this is IndyCar Racing, and I'm looking through it, I'm like, wow, 1993 is when I bought that, man. I was 13 years old, I bought that game. That was my first Papyrus game.
So the funny thing of it is, if you take the original NASCAR, okay, and you come off the corner in the cockpit, you're driving in the cockpit, you come off the corner at Bristol. Mm-hmm. A car in front of you, if you're coming out of 4, a car going into turn 1 is a black dot.
Yep.
To nowadays where you can still see their sponsorship and everything, So it's the game itself has come a long way, and unfortunately in 2002 they stopped making it. It became iRacing, in which the graphics and everything and that are really, really cool, but still going strong. So.
And I mean, anybody who loves this sim here, the NASCAR Racing 2003 season by Papyrus, sign up. Like wait for there to be a sale and sign up and get in there. The thing is, you got to find a league, and then some leagues you might be forced to buy some stuff. That's the thing. Every track costs money. Every car series costs money. There's free stuff. It does come with free tracks and free. You can try every discipline. If you want to race rallycross, there will be half dozen cars in each kind of discipline to try it out. It's like NASCAR. You can run the old trucks, not the new trucks. You got to buy those. But it's cool. You can get in there and race. It's pretty fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great. I enjoyed doing it. My biggest problem with iRacing that I had was we would run the street stocks, and we'd get a setup working really good.
Street stocks were fun. Yeah.
Yeah. They changed the tire model, and then that setup you start all over again. And back in my day racing street stocks, basically the same thing that we did there. We never had a height restriction as far as going up. Mm-hmm. We just had ride height. As everybody started to go to pit stops now. Whole front row. Nice. Everybody got in there really good. A few little tires, smokes up. But we're going to keep an eye on Cody Lamas, Brian Rosson here to see what they're going to do under their pit stop.
Yeah, watching Rosson right here. Taking rights.
Imagine most drivers will take. So Cody Lamas is taking rights.
Full? No, maybe not.
I think most of them would just take 2 tires.
Yeah, looks like Oaks is sitting there for a while. He didn't take any tires, I don't believe. We tend to lean a lot on the 6 and the 67 because Rosson and Oaks are 1 and 2 in points. Rosson gets off pit road there.
Going to be the lead car off pit road. Ken Roberts behind him, Greg Palmer, Seth Cole. And I think it's
Just
Lamas.
Taking a look around. I think, did Shalinsky get in?
No, he did not go to pit road.
Okay, so he's still running out there by himself.
So now Garland Oaks, Ken Roberts has had a really, really good run, moved to the high side, so now they're running side by side. Up front, now Ken Roberts goes to the bottom in front.
So this pit window is interesting. They should be able to just barely make it to the end of this race without having to pit again.
But you don't want to be Ken Roberts leading because you might not be able to.
It will be close because they can go about 19 or 20 laps, and they pitted with about 19 or 20 to go. So
I was a little concerned whether or not Garland Oaks would have been okay, but they started racing side by side up there. That opens up the air a little bit more in front of them. Garland Oaks is just about caught up to the back of Cody Lamas. So 2 points, guys, that are points leaders currently are in the top 6. So they both had really good pit stops. Now Brian Wolf and Kelly Cos are a little bit further behind. It will be interesting. They're kind of not close enough. I think maybe they might be all right. It looks like Brian Wolf is going to be okay.
Check Wolf at the line to see if he's within a second.
Yeah, because he was. Him and Kelly Kaza weren't. But they switched positions, and that could have hurt them. I think Brian Wolf is
Brian Wolf, I
okay.
think he has it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolf's got it. He's about a
Kelly-
fourth of a
Kelly
second
Cosmo's
away
gonna
from
lose it.
67.
Kelly Cosmo is going to lose the
is-
draft.
Yeah.
So, depending on how you think about it, whether or not Rasan, Ken Roberts, and Greg Palmer are all kind of working together, if Ken Roberts gets in front of him like that, that can be a benefit for Rasan because now he doesn't have to run wide open. He can save a little bit of fuel just staying right behind him. Might have been a planned thing. Who knows? Currently, right now, 7 drivers in the front. Last one out of that was Brian Wolf. Nobody's really pulling out. They're just kind of, I think you're going to see everybody just kind of run like this for a while, save a little bit of fuel. When we get down to it, if they think they can make it.
Yeah, they're going to take advantage of this like funnel effect, right? Like you're going to have Roberts breaking all the air up front. Everybody's just going to stay in line, and they can just kind of travel in that tunnel and save fuel. But, you know, Roberts is going to burn a little bit more. Because he's got nobody breaking the air in front of him.
Like it could have been a planned thing, like I said, to put him in front of him. May not. We'll have to wait and see. And we're not even 100% sure they can make it. We just believe they can.
I'm pretty sure they can, but it is kind of, it's iffy because of driving style, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, Ken can't lift. He can't burp that throttle a little bit here and there to maybe save a little bit. If you're Ross and Palmer, like these guys can kind of just follow each other and save that fuel. So this will be interesting coming down to it because we can't tell. I mean, the only way you can tell is to be in that actual cockpit of the car.
Yeah, so right now they're currently doing, looking at Greg Palmer back there in third. He's doing 195 miles an hour down the straight, so they're not lifting as much, you know. Brian
They
Wilson.
also, is that not top? That's not really top speed though.
They might be left. They might be on another fuel saving.
Yeah.
You look at Seth Cole. He hasn't really tried to pull up in there, up there much. I think he's just more. I think they're right. I think they're pretty much all in a fuel saving mode.
They are, because if they were running, if all 7 of these guys were running normal, they'd be floating around 200, like 198, 200 coming down this back straight away. Now they're right around 190.
Yep. So they're actually.
Yeah, they're about
They're
8
saving
mile an hour
fuel.
slower than they should be, so they are saving fuel. This could be a fuel run.
Oh, we had this
it
happen.
is.
What, about 3 weeks? 3 weeks back, I think it was, where they still had to make one more pit stop. But early in that run, they all started decided, well, we've got to save fuel. So they slowed down so they could go far enough to where they could just come in, take a half a can, and be able to make it. And I believe Denny Carroll was one of the guy that won that race, and that was their strategy.
So do you think that maybe you might even see these guys crank it up with 2 or 3 to go, finding, okay, now our pit mileage is kind of to the good and we can kind of go for it?
I think if you're Garland Oaks, yes. Brian Rasan, where you're sitting, where he's sitting, probably not so much. It all depends on what happens, from here to then. Brian Wolf, he keeps popping out because, I'm not sure if he realizes everybody's out there trying to save fuel as they're putting Robert Spring a lap down.
Yeah, another lap down, yeah. That's 2 laps down for Spring.
He is, highly damaged for one of the earlier wrecks.
But hey, he's still out there, right? You can see on the ticker on the left there to our viewers, you got Robert Spring in 11th. Every driver after him, from Breedlove all the way down to Godfrey, multiple laps down. Those cars are retired. They're no longer running. So, Spring's got those points.
Something happens, maybe, random breakdown, an accident or something that takes somebody else out, and he's still going, that's points. If you're racing for points, I don't necessarily race for points, but even if you are racing, and you're in the hunt, you've got to try to turn every lap you can, try to get as many points as you can.
And in Robert's situation right now, being 2 laps down, if someone was to have an issue, he would need to have at least 2 laps to pass him. But
right.
We've only got, we've got about, we got like 11 left.
Yep. And just watching Ken Roberts, and he's only doing like 190 through the corners.
Yeah.
About 192, 193 on our straightaway. So
Yeah.
they're all pretty much in fuel save mode.
Yeah, he's about 8, 9, 10 mile an hour slower than everybody else. So, like, you know, that's funny because, like, the leader, okay, he's going to run a little slower to save the fuel, like, so people could drive around him. But that's iffy because you will have to burn some fuel to get around them.
Yep, it's going to be, as they get down there, it'd be interesting just to see. We don't know if they can make it. But, you know, you guys, if you're Garland Oaks back there, you're just saving up as much as you can. You're kind of hoping that everybody out in front of them is running a little bit harder. I think what happened, we get down to about 2 to go, I think you'll start seeing these guys, if they can make it, mind you, that could be the big change. They may stay right where they are if they have to pit. But if they think they can make it and they can have an opportunity, I think you'll see with about a lap or 2 laps to go, they'll start fanning these out 2, 3 wide, seeing how much more as many positions as they can make.
Oh, man, and having to pit for a splash, like, super late.
Yeah.
Is like the worst thing ever because you can't get it even back up to speed before the end of the race.
Nope.
You know, it's better than running out and not being able to finish it. You know, if you have to take the
Garland's
hit
getting
and
kind
come
of
down.
antsy back there.
Yeah.
Watching Garland Oaks, he's kind of keeps poking out.
So 10 to go now. We are within
Still
10 to
10.
go, so that means, you know, we're racing back if any flags do come up.
That's going to be weird on Saturday, watching them race back.
Mm-hmm. Running it just like the game runs it back in 2003.
Yep. See, Brian Wolf keeps popping out. Don't know if he's probably just got so much more momentum, but being where he is, he's getting the full amount of the draft.
Yeah, with these guys not running full throttle, he doesn't have to worry about getting left behind because he can just pick it up a little bit and get back in there. He might be trying to say to Garland, like, let's go, man, let's go, I'll push you.
Yeah. If it's a fuel situation, you're going to have to kind of wait till, I would say 2 to go, but then again, we don't know. They all of them may have to go in for a splash and go, and then it'll come down to whoever can get in and out of the pits the fastest. That's crazy.
Big, you can see these gaps between these cars. You know, they're not.
There goes Oaks to the high side.
There it is. Maybe that. I think Brian might have been doing that. He's like, come on, Garland, let's go, let's go. Because if they want to crank this thing, if they want to put the pedal to the metal, they can go to the front.
Yep.
And then you're going to force these guys to burn some fuel.
Kind of keeping track of Garland Oaks' speed.
He's not pushing it too hard.
Nope.
Just enough to creep. He's creeping by these guys right now. They're doing about 190. He's doing about 192, 93. Might be waiting for this lap car to get a draft off the lap cars.
Because we know Shalinsky's car is in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
He just
Pit
when
off
everybody
pace.
pitted, stayed out by himself for a lap or two, which by himself that right there killed him.
Yeah.
So if they can use him,
Yeah,
They can
Shalinsky
get
in
behind
that
him,
Green
push.
Bay
Yep.
Packer car. That would be a good, get Shalinsky to come down and pull them.
although he's just staying high, staying out of the way, out of
Yeah,
trouble,
he's yielding.
which is not a bad thing.
No,
But
you know,
it
lap
would
down
be-
car, you want to get out of the way, but it's almost like, hey, you guys need a hand? I'm not damaged, I'm just off pace because the pit strategy.
Hopefully, he looks like he's gonna stay with him. Kelly coming up to lap Kelly Kaza down, put him down one lap. I think if they can get in behind them, the 2 lap cars, they might have a little bit of a say on who wins or who goes where.
Brian Wolf is staying with the 67. He's stuck to that bumper like glue.
Well,
The reason-
think about it, right? Rawson's last year's champion. Time for somebody different,
Yeah,
Get Garland Oaks up there if you can,
and that's the thing. The 6 is in second place right now. You got to get that 67 up there. You got 6 laps to go here now.
And it was pretty kind of cool last week. He won. He sent us pictures of the actual car that he is, the paint scheme that why he's running that
Yes.
team and why he runs that number. He used to work with, I forget what the name of the guy was that ran the car, but it was pretty cool.
Shalinsky right back in there, you see, because these guys are running so much slower, but now they're not anymore now. They've picked it up. They're running full speed again.
Just going to say Garland Oaks is, 134 mile an hour right now through the middle of the corner when they were doing about 180. So I think now they've decided that they can make it, or they maybe everybody's come to the conclusion that they can't make it. So might as well go out there and see if we can get ourselves better situated if we have to pit. With 5 laps to go at this point, it's time to go. You can't wait till the end, and you won't be able to get that. You got to get that momentum built up. So it's what he's trying to do, is trying to get the momentum built up on the high side. Cody Lamas,
There it is.
a bunch of them went up with him.
This could be good. This could be good for Oaks.
Yeah, I think it's good for Oaks, but there again, Oaks wants to get out there and lead this thing.
He's got to get closer to Ross, and that's the thing. That's 6 chilling up there behind the 55.
The unfortunate thing, you got Seth Cole, Cody Lamas up there in front of him. Let's say he pushes them by. If they leave him out to dry, that hurts Garland Oaks. He goes back to the back. So we got 4 on 4. High side should prevail, I would think, if Selinsky can get back up there behind Garland Oaks and really kind of get tight in with the outside line a lot tighter.
Yeah, they're trucking.
I tell you, the outside line should prevail, but Selinsky's not really getting up there behind Garland Oaks where he needs to.
Yeah, I wonder why. I don't believe Shalinsky was damaged too much.
I think it's more of a, you want my opinion, I think it's more of a, he's just trying to be respectful. Being a lap down. Some drivers will get out there and they, I really don't want to,
don't want to be in the way.
Be in the way, pick a favor, do this, do that. So, but that's all right. They got Brian Wolf up there. Now Shalinsky's up behind him. That outside line is starting to prevail.
That's the thing too with Shalinsky being, does he feel bad helping when he's a lap down? I mean, I wouldn't. If the car's not damaged, go for it. Blend right in with these guys and go for it.
Yep.
Here we go.
And of course, the last time by, Garland Oaks was ahead of just one position ahead of Rasson. Now Rasson's they've got broke that up a little bit. They've moved to the high side and the back.
And now Wolf they've switched positions. I'm staying locked on the 67. Because like you said, our points leader being the 6, and with the 67 being only 2 points behind him in the standings overall coming into like the final race here next in a couple of weeks. Now they're side by side.
Yeah, and Oaks got kind of hung out to dry.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's okay. He'll get back in there. We are down to 2 laps to go.
It's almost like it all happened like a couple of laps too early.
Yep.
Now Wolf was helping, and Wolf is long gone now. Where'd Wolf end up? Wolf's right there in 3rd. So now Oaks needs Shalinsky to help him out, or Palmer maybe to create a different line.
Ken Roberts went to go for the high side. Nobody went with them. So as they put Dave Little goes down a lap, Robert Spring another lap down. Ken Roberts goes back to the back part of it here.
Here's your front row here. Yep, Colin, Lamas, and Wolf. 1, 2, 3.
Now Rasson comes to the high side. Here comes Lamas up there. Oh boy!
Well, they're gonna block. Look at the run that the 6 has. Holy moly!
Oh my God! Garland Oaks on the high side.
Oh no! Oaks got into. Oh no! Okay, well here it is.
Oh, Garland Oaks hard into the wall.
Yeah, that's bad for. Oh wow, Oaks. That might have been the championship right there. It might have just got handed straight to the 6 of Ross, and we're watching Cole here take this thing first place coming through the tri-oval.
That's Cody Lamas. Look at that 3 wide.
Yep.
Across the line. That's
Checkers.
Cody Lamas, Ryan Rasson are going to be your top 3 finishers tonight. The guys we're going to interview if they stick around.
Yep. we will go back and look at that replay. It looks like the head of steam the 6 had, man. Holy moly, that thing was on the rails running everybody down.
Thomas finished third last week, moves up one position this week, so maybe next week he'll get that W.
There's Spring giving a congratulation bump to the 44 of Seth Cole, fellow broadcaster. As you can see on this trunk lid there, the FRN, Flat Out Racing Network. Legendary broadcasting personality Seth Cole wins this thing in a fantastic last half of this race.
Yep.
We have the 2 yellows to start and not another one until obviously what you just saw about a lap ago, but that did not affect the outcome.
Seth Cole 15th in points, so that'll help him out. No win, so that'd be his first win for him of the season. He's down there doing his burnouts. And the K-pop Demon Hunters, the little girl that was watching that at my house was down this weekend. And I told her about that, and she laughed. She's like 7 or 8 years old. Said, "Yeah, see a guy racing with the K-pop Demon Hunters." And as it was, she was sitting right there watching it on her little tablet.
Cool paint job, though. You can't knock it.
No, I can't believe Seth Cole watches that, but that's, hey. All right, let's see if we can find Brian Rasson. Brian, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Hey, yes, sir, bud.
Well, you come in 2 points into the lead. Kind of a crazy race. You guys fought really, really hard there at the end. You end up finishing third, which is, a little bit better in the points. Garland Oaks back there in 7th. So, tell us a little bit about your night and, how the race went for you.
Really that well. I mean, I had last good pit stop. I was trying to save a bunch of gas there, so I have a push towards the end, but I still ran out when I ran across the line, so I guess I didn't save enough.
We thought you guys were, fuel mileage in it. We kind of got watching you and said, well, wait a minute here, they're not. I think we're saving gas, and we weren't really sure if you guys could make it or not, but all in all, though, still, you're still the points leader. This is going to move you up ahead a little bit. We got 2 weeks off, a weekend off, and the next one in January, you get to go and see if you can't win the back-to-back title. Think that's going to happen, or?
We'll see what happens. I had a lap led, and I don't know who led, but it was a good. Congratulations to Seth, man. He's always on the other side of the microphone, so it's always good to see somebody like him win too.
Yeah, he doesn't get out and win too much because he's usually busy, but I am going to just look up your points, but where he finished, but laps led. So laps led, the most were led by Ken Roberts.
Yep.
So
Hey guys, sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt you guys. But before I forgot to say something to you guys, because we're not going to see you until the 10th of January. So I wanted to wish everybody a happy New Year. Keep safe. I don't know if you guys have any other shows to do between now and then, but we'll see you guys sometime next week in the new year, man. Thanks for being with us in 2025. Happy New Year, everybody.
Thanks, Bryant.
Back to, had a decent race, got the fuel mileage at the end of it there. Ken Roberts led the most laps, which is kind of, hurt a little bit there for you, but you think you just got to stay out of trouble next week, come through and maybe hopefully, finish far enough ahead of Garland Oaks so that you can take that title again.
Yeah, I mean, these type of races, man, you never know what's going to happen. It's just kind of luck of the draw a lot of times, but, I have fun, man. It's a good time. I'm glad we got somewhere to race on Sundays, and I know things are moving to Saturdays, but I have a good time, man. I appreciate everybody that does all this stuff.
You were involved in the earlier wreck there by the start-finish line. We saw you go in, change tires. You had a little bit of damage to repair, but do you think you had enough with that? If you could have got a run on the outside, maybe have made a charge to the front, or was it damaged enough to where you were kind of stuck there in that position?
No, I mean, originally I thought I was going to be in bad shape, and I had pretty good repair on pit road. And I didn't really have any after effects after that. I thought if we had another lap, maybe I could have won. I was just saving gas, like I said, but it all worked out.
That's awesome. Blaine, do you have anything for Brian?
I was curious, like when you guys did that last pit stop, you guys were saving like crazy, and then you cranked it up with about 5 or 6 to go. Was that in reaction to watching Garland kind of breathing down your neck, or you just kind of realized, okay, we can make it now, let's go for it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of yes and no. I mean, I realized with about 3 or 4 laps to go that I was good, so I kind of pushed the envelope, but I actually had a really good last pit stop. I mean, I actually thought I was going to get a black flag, and I didn't. So it kind of just worked out.
All right. Well, third place keeps you in the points lead. I'll give you a chance, the opportunity to thank the people that got you here. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to thank Brian Wood putting this series on, Bryant Motorsports, and people sponsor this stuff. All the admins, Riley Solons for painting on my cars. I've been I've been dealing with a sickness for the last week, so I want to thank the good Lord for keeping me going forward with that, and I thank all my teammates, and God bless y'all.
There you go, your third place finisher, current point leader. Got to go in 2 weeks from him, hopefully, to win himself the back-to-back championship. So congratulations, Brian Rosson, on your third place finish tonight.
I appreciate y'all. Take care, bud.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, so we got to talk with this guy last week because he finished third. This week he comes through and finishes second. So you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. Cody, we got you, bud.
Yeah, I'm here.
So
Barely.
Third last week, second this week. So the last race
Fifth and
is in
fifth
2
the
weeks.
other time.
Last races in 2 weeks. You think you can get up there and get that W?
Play what I said last week. Be just climbing up the ladder slowly but surely here. I actually wrote down it was a 6 in my first race, a fifth, a third, and then tonight's second.
Nice.
So, I mean, it's progressing. One more race to get the number 1, right? Okay, we'll see.
Well, you've only ran, well, this will be the 6th one, or the 7th, so you've only ran, I think, 5 races of the season, so you're a little behind in the points because of that, but you're still coming in and being very competitive. You probably see you Saturday night racing, correct?
Yeah, once I get the Facebook group invite, that if I can ever find it. But yeah, I'll probably come in on a Saturday when there's not a hockey game.
Oh, that's right too. Forgot about the hockey game. That's why I was sitting there thinking about it. Why doesn't he race the whole season as competitive as he is? But forgot when hockey's playing.
Well, Sunday, Seth invited me actually to hear. Like, he's like, "Just come if you want to come run here, come run." And I said, "Oh, all right, fine. I'll do. Try it out." And that was after race 2, or so.
Yeah, and you've been pretty competitive, so that's you can't complain. You just gotta, like I said, you got one more week in this series to go out there and maybe get that W. As like you said, you're climbing that ladder. You got to keep going.
Yeah, I say it all the time, but it's just like, a lot of these guys have been doing it a long time, and I've been here a couple seasons in RTG and a couple now, first time here. It's just about building your knowledge up there in races like this, and who works with what and what goes where and who bats with what bat. And yes, I think I'm safe to say I've kind of a vibe of everybody, and you kind of know what to expect now going into these races.
Lane, you got anything for Cody? Nope. He doesn't know.
Gotta have something.
Yeah.
Had a cat going crazy out there. Had to bounce her out of the room.
Oh, I thought the cats went crazy last night.
There's a lot of them around here. I got to keep them out of here because they start chewing the wires. But yeah, the Caps are playing the Panthers tomorrow, so you're going to the game. I just end up talking hockey with you. But yeah,
Well-
man, these races have been great too. So I love all this fuel conservation. And
Yeah, we were a little close there at the end there, but I remember last week I said I was happy with my throat lounges. As you can probably see, I have a lot deeper voice, so I've been enjoying a nice cough the whole week. And actually did not go to the game last night. That was a very rare. Like I don't remember the last time I willingly did not go to a game myself, and it felt very weird to watch on TV.
watch a home game on TV. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't say I missed much of a game because it was just a bunch of fights. So
Oh.
you know, I'm kind of bored of the Tampa series now because it's just a bunch of fighting. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see it. See how I feel tomorrow. I'm trying to get better for the Winter Classic. It's gonna be beautiful. Nice cold fronts coming through. 70 degrees, 50 degrees for the game.
Oh, it's
And
Winter
we're gonna
Classic
laugh.
in Florida.
Yep.
Where are they playing?
Friday at Marlins Park, or Lone Depot Park, but you know.
How are they going to keep it frozen? How cold does it get in Florida?
Well, right for all their setup currently, the last week and a half, they've had the doors and windows closed of these ballpark, and the AC cranked. They were joking that like the entire Marlins budget's gonna be spent on the AC
conditioning.
bill for.
Nice.
But they plan to open the. It's an 8 o'clock game, so they plan on opening the roof and the windows around game time. It only takes like 10 minutes to open the roof. And luckily, there's a cold front coming through Florida about Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's gonna be like perfect, low humidity, 70s, and probably like low 60s for the game. So that's pretty perfect. That's basically what I believe they did in Seattle when they had an outdoor game.
Oh, man, they've had them up in like Calgary. They've been like minus 30.
Yeah, I believe Seattle or LA was one of the warmest. They did around 60. So I mean, it's
Wow.
pretty perfect as long as there's no humidity. That's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a beautiful night.
He's talking about 70-degree weather. I'm at a balmy 24 degrees. Right
Yeah,
now.
I was waiting for it. Someone's gonna say it. But no,
All right, buddy.
but like once Florida's cold is different. It's just like once it comes down to 70s, a nice breeze, you'll feel a little chill in your bones. It's just nice. It'll be a nice day.
When it gets cold down there, the humidity goes right to the bone. I went down there for Speed Weeks one week, and oh god, it was chilly at night.
Oh god,
it only
it was
got
like
down.
2007. I believe the coldest was the 2007 500 when I was there, and I was sucking through chapstick like every hour.
All right, buddy. Well, we're gonna give you the chance to thank the people that got you. So, the floor is yours.
Thanks for commenting. Great run, great race, good fun. I will not be thanking the cough drops and medicine I've been taking all week for doing nothing. I still feel the same. And thanks to everybody who runs these races. Can't wait for to do some more. Now there's Seth. Go talk to him. He's interesting.
Yep.
Thanks,
All right. Well,
Cody.
congratulations on your second place finish, and looking forward to see what you can do in 2 weeks to see if you can come get that W. All right, Best, we got you.
Yes, sir. How you gentlemen doing tonight?
You're doing just wonderful. Come out of there and come home with a W tonight, bud.
Yeah. Apparently this track likes me. I've been able to, this month, pick up 2 victories at BSR. Haven't run many laps here. Usually run more the Talladega tracks. So pretty cool to be able to kind of maybe figure this track out here recently.
Yeah, it'd be kind of nice. I noticed that you haven't run every race. You missed a few that whatnot. It'd be kind of nice to would have seen what you could do if you stayed and run the full season.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly one of the weeks that I missed what the reasoning was. My most recent time I missed, it was completely my fault. I thought it was that the day was a Saturday and it was a Sunday and I was doing a live stream and completely lost track of time, and I'm like, oh look, Tarnation TV is live. Oh shoot, they're broadcasting ASR. Well, I guess I missed that race.
Those of you guys that don't know here, this is Seth Cole of Flat Out Racing Network, awesome broadcaster. Love broadcasting with him. We do occasionally do different, especially some of the tribute races or the, like the Cannon race or whatever. I can't remember the last one we did, but it's a lot of fun to broadcast with you, Seth.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love it every time we're able to get together and do those races for sure. Yeah, nice to be up here as a racer for a change as well.
Yeah, you did. Like I said, you didn't really, dominate the race that much. Whatever, you stayed with the lead group. You only led 6 laps over the night, but you got out there and positioned yourself in the right place for that end run, saving fuel. I mean, I always hate it when you have to do a fuel mileage race, but you guys were about 8 miles an hour slower for quite a while there.
Yeah, it was close. It was super close. When we came off pit road on that final pit stop, we were sitting at Splash. So I think that most of us, maybe not Ken, because he led a good portion of that. He'd have been super close if we had been full throttle the entire run, but it kept hovering at Splash when we hit the start-finish line. So I'm pretty sure most of us would have been able to make it, but with our pace back down, we found ourselves about a full lap to the good. So that was definitely, I think everyone was on the same page there just to make sure that if we went green that we were going to be able to at least get back to the checkered flag. The biggest thing, I think, in that final run, though, was that big wreck that we had out of the tri-oval. It gave me a chance to assess everything in front. Rawson's obviously battling for a championship, but I think he was a little off the pace. Garland was a little off the pace. They're the two that are in that neck-and-neck battle. So it's a tough situation where you want to work with those guys to help them stay in the battle, but at the same time, when you're about 2-3 miles per hour faster, you're like, I want to go for the win here too. And finally got to work with Cody. It's been a while since he and I have been able to work together in a super speedway race. Normally either he's damaged or I'm damaged, so we're not able to hook up. So it was really cool to be able to work with him the entirety of that final run. And I said to him as we were coming off of turn 4, coming to 2 to go, I said, hey, if you've got to move, make it. I don't want you running behind me, but let's race for this. And he made that move there on the back straightaway, and I went up to cover that. He was able to get back down to the bottom. I was like, I'm going to try and at least get him to second. Maybe he can get a run on me through the tri-oval. But it was a lot of fun to be able to actually work with him again, because it's been a while.
Yeah, and you guys came across the line almost 3 wide, because he did try to go for it. He tried just to see what he could do, but didn't quite get there. Brian Rasson was there on the high side of him, so that's where you got the 3 wide.
Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting this time of the season too, because you're torn. You want to help those championship guys, but at the same time, you want to end out the season with a W too. So it looks like it's still going to remain pretty close between Brian and Garland for this championship. So we'll see what the scenario looks like here once we get to the finale. See who we can work with to try and make it as close as possible.
I was going to say, you're probably wondering how you feel about when you're driving around with people like that. You drive a little differently around the guys that are in the points, but sometimes you just, like you said, you got to go out. If you get a chance to go get W, you got to go get it. Blaine, you got a question for Seth?
Yeah, at the start of the race, we see that you moved to the back. We figured that was on purpose, but you did that a few times throughout the race. Were you kind of just getting pushed out of line, or were you doing that on purpose to kind of fall behind a little bit, just watch from the back row?
Up to this point, I'd been yet to come up with a good strategy to stay out of trouble. A few weeks ago, I started, I think it was third, and I was like, okay, track position, I'll stay up at the front, and ended up getting involved in a wreck in the early going. Last week, I was at the back, I'm like, okay, I'll ride back here, got involved in a wreck, so I was like, where do I go in this situation? And then I see that I was lotto queued, middle of the pack, and it's like, no, thank you, I don't want to be in the eye of the storm. So yeah, it was on purpose to just kind of go at the back, ride, see what was going on, and obviously with that massive wreck through the tri-oval, I guess it was the right choice. Just kind of came to a stop and let it all unfold. But it was basically experimentation on, where's the safe place to be, because I was 0 for 2 in the last couple of races.
You should kind of park it there. That one time, it's like, yeah, you got nobody behind you. I'll just stop the car, watch the front row seat of all the carnage. Are you planning on coming out next Sunday over at SMO and doing that bash race they do for New Year's?
I'm not exactly certain. I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to be running that race. Some things transpired during this last week, so I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to be racing there. I'll definitely be back here for the finale for ASR, though.
Cool.
Yeah, that race for SMO is crazy. It's a broadcaster's nightmare, but it's so much fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It's fun doing it, but it's mayhem. Lead changes, can happen in 3 or 4 times in a lap because somebody wrecks this guy, and We did it last year for the first time. It ended up being for 3 races. We had Andrew Miller there. Andrew Miller raced in the first one, then broadcast in the second one. I raced in the second one, and then we all got together and broadcasted for the third. And oh god, it was a crazy group of races.
It's a little bit easier
I've raced in SMO, and I've had a blast over there. Run on there. I think it was their Monday night series, Jets, and had a blast over there. And I don't know exactly what happened, but there was like a demeanor change in the last week over there, and I don't know if I'm necessarily welcome over there anymore or not. But regardless, having a blast here in ASR though.
We'll sneak you in. We can put you. You can wear like wear a costume or something. Like, oh no, look, it's Dale Jr. Sick.
Anybody got a ID with a fake name on it or something?
You'd be like the Hamburglar or something.
There you go.
Hey, we'll give you the chance to thank the people that you want to thank for getting you here, bud. The floor is yours.
Hey, again, like I said, appreciate Cody working with me there almost the entirety of that race. Garland, Brian Rawson had a lot of fun ripping the top 3 wide with those guys. Best of luck to those 2 in the championship battle. Missed racing with Matt and Ulysses tonight. Levi had a great run going tonight as well. He got caught up with some bumper grab trouble, but it was fun working with him too. Thanks to Brian Wolf putting on this series. I've had a lot of fun over here. This is ironically enough my first win in an Aero 88 car, so appreciate him giving the opportunity to check that off my list. All the racers here. I mean, most of the time when I race at a super speedway, I am white knuckle, heart pounding. This is maybe the calmest super speedway race that I've run in a long time. You just know that everybody knows what they're doing, and so you don't have any anxiety of any kind. Had a blast racing with these guys tonight. I want to go back and I want to watch that Coming to Pit Road, that big group, because this series, this is about the 3rd or 4th time that there's been a big pack of us that come to pit road and there's no contact. We all get it down to 55 while we're hot pitting. So to be able to be a part of that is a blast. Thanks to you guys for the broadcast. I can't wait to go back and watch this one back. And you guys do a great job as always. So looking forward to that one. And looking forward to coming back here for the finale. I'm not gonna tempt fate and say we go 2 in a row, but we'll sure give it a try.
Yeah. You got to know, Cody Lamas, 3rd last week, 2nd this week. He said he's going to climb that ladder and get into that 1st place position. So we'll see.
Hey, if he's in front of me on the last lap, I'll do the best I can to get him that sweep of the podium then.
There you go. Congratulations on your win tonight. There you go. Seth Cole of Foul Out Racing Network, the winner tonight at the ASR Super Speedway Series.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Seth. Have a good night, bud.
Yeah, you guys too.
Super Sundays.
There you go. Change the points up a little bit. Rawson is going to have a little bit, probably more of a different style of racing. He'll be racing a little smarter, I think, and trying to stay out of trouble, where, Garland Oaks is going to have to come back next week in the next race in 2 weeks. And really, he's got no choice. He's got to go see if he can go out and get the W.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see. Like, it's so close. I love it. I don't know. I mean, Garland Oaks coming out in 7th, and we ran the replay there during the interviews. It's just he took a lot of damage, and thinking, oh man, he was right next to him, and he really needed to keep that position. I don't know if he's got mathematically probably a yes. Rawson's just been so strong. So yeah, definitely come back in a couple of weeks on the 11th, as you can see there on your screen, to watch the finale here. Next Sunday, SMO Gaming and New Year's Bash. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And of course, we got on Tarnation TV Turbo. Check out the link in the descriptable below, and you can hang out with us and the old Winnebago game. We're stuck in a cave now, so it'll be myself, Rod, Robert Spring, Milton Surratt, and probably a couple other ones if we can drag them in there. That'll be a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun hanging out. Of course, it's turbo, so it's not family friendly 100%, but it's not completely offside. It's just a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. We've been watching us, kind of making idiots of ourselves, trying to figure out the puzzles and the ways to get this RV to Route 65. So we've had a lot of fun with it, and we look forward to it every Monday to broadcast it. And last week we got through the forest fire. Now we're in a tunnel, and we are stuck in the tunnel. So hopefully we can get out of there.
And what's not on this broadcast schedule too is the 10th, actually the day right before the season 3 finale, is the season 1. It would be season 1, race number 1 of the premier Talladega series.
Saturday night series, yeah.
Saturday night. So yeah, January 10th as well. So next weekend, we are busy at SMO, and then the weekend after that, it's all ASR. So yeah, Saturday, Sunday, double shot. Of course, 67. The season number 67 starts in January next year at Rolling Thunder. It'll be Seth Cole, Michael Norman, Kyle Matthews doing the commentary. I'll be broadcasting, producing the show from behind the scenes. That will come back. They signed us up to do another one there. And of course, as you can see, on March 3rd is when we return with Maverick for their season number 6 of their Cup Series at Daytona. That's going to be a massive race.
Yeah, and that's a long series, and they usually that Daytona race they have knockout qualifying. I mean, there's so many people that show up for it, and like I said, what is it, 26 race season, something like that? They have a long season.
They added a couple more. I think it's 26, and they do mimic NASCAR pretty close as well.
Well, they don't do it in February when they're racing at Daytona. They start out in March, but then they follow the Cup schedule basically from that point on.
Yeah, not 100% because they do have I think they added Montreal is in there now for a road course. They do that, but every race is completely different. They didn't race Circuit of the Americas, but they do race. It's cool. It's a very very well run series by Ben. So that's, if you want to get in there, and like I said, I think last year there was 78 people trying to get into that Daytona race. So it's only going to be bigger this year. It's going to be wild. But as always, thanks everybody for watching this thing, because it's always a lot of fun doing it.
We'll have one coming up sometime on a Wednesday, but we just haven't heard back from the admin yet on that. But that's an interesting at TMP, 2 races, can't take tires under yellow flag conditions. It's a little bit different twist to everything. I've been in talks with them, and we're going to do one for them. We just don't know when yet.
Yeah. There's always something going on here at Tarnation TV, and as always, thanks everybody for watching this. Of course, Bryant Motorsport Auto Sales, David Chin, Brian Wolf for getting all the sponsorships done so we can make this thing happen. So yeah, next week we'll be at SMO, so that'll be a Happy New Year race. So yeah, I guess while we're at it, Happy New Year, everybody. Stay cool. We're headed into 2026, and have a good week. Any closing thoughts, Mr. Weston?
Great race. It's going to be a good points battle in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to the bash next Sunday. That'll be fun, confusing, and chaotic, but it'll be an awesome race to go watch, and we'll see what happens. So we'll see you guys then, and tomorrow night, RV there yet, so we're good.
Yep, join us on Tarnation TV Turbo tomorrow. Link in the description below if you want to find that link to that video. That'll go live probably around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll smoke some cigarettes and drink some beers in a video game because, it's a pretty chill game, and it's fun to watch and see what we can figure out how to get that be up on a winch and not destroy it. It's pretty funny when it gets destroyed, though. Either way. We'll see you next time. Thanks again, everybody, for watching, all the viewers. If you're watching live or watching on a replay, we appreciate you. Appreciate ASR. We appreciate all the drivers. A couple more weeks, we decide who's going to win this thing, and we're not going to be able to predict it because it's been that close. So hope to see you then. And if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.